Time is a limited treasure we have in this life that we never seem to have enough of. Even if you can spend hours doing what you love, it never feels like enough. That's why it's important for us to cherish the moments we have, or we'll squander this treasure of time we have been given. What up, Black man? Welcome to the Beneficial Black Man podcast, where we focus on helping Black men to overcome mediocrity to become beneficial for their community by discussing faith, creativity, personal development, and mental and emotional health management. I'm your host, Jamal Calpin. How y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're finding time for an emotional release valve. Hopefully you're protecting your mental, and you're continuing to strive to become a beneficial Black man. Before we jump into today's episodes, we always got to do the mental check-in. You need to do this too. Make sure you're making time to check on your highs and lows and if you're creating anything in your life. And also just to check in. You need that time to self-reflect and make sure that you're doing okay. Because even if you're not doing okay, it's better to know, address it, acknowledge it, so that you can deal with it instead of just ignoring it. Very often, as men, we're doing our best to survive here in this matrix. And we don't take time to stop and reflect and to check in with ourselves. We just keep it pushing. Whether it's a broken leg or a broken heart, we just decide to keep, muscling our way through it. And it's not helping us. It's not helping us. And that's kind of the culture and the society we've been forced into, that all we got to do is just keep going, just keep swimming, keep hustling, keep grinding. But we're not aware that all of that is just wearing us out. And again, that's the plan of the enemy, to wear us out. But we can fight against that. We can fight against this matrix by paying attention to how we're using our time and paying attention to ourselves. So with this mental check-in, we're going to start with the high, go to the low, and share if I've been creating anything. So high, first off, my high for this week was attending a psychoeducational group coaching class. It's something that's put on by Express Yourself Black Man, or more specifically, their community called Safe Haven, which is dedicated to helping Black men maneuver and navigate the mental well-being and their emotional well-being. So the psychoeducational group coaching class is hosted by Express Yourself Black Man, but it's led by Professor Odie. So you probably have seen him on Instagram or on YouTube, and actually in one of the most recent Express Yourself Black Man podcasts, he was interviewed with he had a conversation with Kizzle. Professor Odie and Kizzle were talking about father wounds. You should definitely go check that out. I'm still making my way through it, but it's a great episode. But in this group coaching that happens twice a month, he leads us in discussions and teaches us about different things that help us navigate masculinity, helps us navigate our mental and emotional well-being, and helps us to reframe how we look at ourselves so that we can live better lives. And so I always really appreciate the coaching classes, because we're able to sit and to be vulnerable and to discuss things that may be heavy on our heart, and also learn things that can help us to better navigate in this life. So yeah, that was a high, the psychoeducational group coaching class that is hosted within the Safe Haven community of Express Yourself Black Men. The low, if any of you have ever been or are a freelancer or a contractor, you may be aware of the term net 30, which is probably the worst thing, the worst thing as a freelancer and a contractor. So what net 30 is the payout process from when you do a gig. And so the idea is you do your job, and in about 30 days, you'll get paid for what you've done. So whatever it is, whatever kind of work, you have to wait about a month to get paid out. Now, for some people that may seem like, oh, that's not that bad. Net 30 sucks. It's really, really frustrating, and it just sucks, because you can be doing a lot of work and then having to wait 30 days to get paid out. Well, what do you do in those 30 days that you're not getting paid? You're not getting any money. to handle your bills and your resources and things like that. Well, you might have to try to find some other odd job or a side job. It takes a series of things to navigate that as an entrepreneur, as a freelancer, as a contractor. But it's just so, so frustrating. So that's been a low for me. Like I've recently done some freelance and contracting work, and I'm still waiting to get paid. It's just frustrating. But just continue to trust in the Lord. Philippians chapter 4, verse 19 says, "But my God shall supply all your needs according to his riches and glory through Christ Jesus." So you just continue to, that's what I'm doing, to continue to rest and trust in that. I think everything's going to work out and that the Most High is going to give me what I need. In regards to creating, I don't think I've been creating that much since the last episode. I've done some voice acting stuff here and there. I've been writing, but nothing really, really fulfilling, which is kind of tricky. You want to keep creating, but as I've mentioned before in some previous videos, like creating it doesn't always satisfy. So that's why we need other tools to help us navigate the highs and lows and to help us to take control of our life. Like we need that. That can be talking to a brother. That can be going to counseling. That can be exercising. I've definitely been exercising a lot this week, which has been really, really good. Actually, it's been helpful. I did some time on an elliptical yesterday, and I had a good sweat. I had a good sweat, and I appreciated it. That just feels good to me. But yeah, like creating wise, I'm still trying to create and trying to make time for creating. It just hasn't been hitting like that. In regards to time is so precious, and it is one of to me, the top three life treasures that we're given by the Most High: time, resources, and energy. And all three are limited. We have a limited amount of time. At periods of our life, we have a limited amount of resources. And day by day, we have a limited amount of energy. And we have to steward and manage those things effectively to the best of our ability, And when it comes to time, it always seems confusing to me, this relativity of time that we experience. And what I mean by that is you can have the same 20 minutes dedicated to various different things, and that 20 minutes will feel completely different depending on where you're doing. You can have 20 minutes of grueling exercise and it will feel like forever. You can have 20 minutes having a great conversation with a friend and it won't feel like 20 minutes. You can have 20 minutes sitting in a doctor's office waiting to get checked out or be seen about an issue or pain that you're having, and that waiting time will feel like forever. Time, even though in its fixed reality in regards to like quantity, is relative depending on what's happening to you. Like a minute can feel like forever. An hour can feel like a minute. It's all relative. And what do we do with that? I think I have more questions than answers in this episode. It's like, what do we do with it? We have this limited resource. How do we make the most of it? How do we even manage it well? And advice that I was being given before is that you can't manage time, because time is going to go and move along regardless of what you choose to do. Whether you want to sit and watch YouTube videos about your favorite basketball team or your favorite anime, or you want to watch YouTube and learn about personal development or, mental health, the time is going to go away either way. It's going to pass you by either way. Time is always slipping into the future. Like it doesn't stop. And as much as we want it to stop at times, especially if it's something we're enjoying, say it's a special moment that you're having with your person, or you want more time to rest, but the clock keeps ticking. So what I've learned is that all we can really do is prioritize and appreciate the time that we're given. And with that, I think the advice that I try to apply and that I would encourage you to apply in your life too is, first, drive slow. And I kind of reference uh, the song created by Kanye, not necessarily the contents of it, but just that idea. So you need to drive slow, homie. You need to drive slow. You need to slow down in life. Very often we're being rushed and pushed every which way all the time, whether it's to hustle and grind or to accomplish things, to find success. We're constantly being rushed. Well, sometimes you just need to slow down. You need to drive slow. You need to take your time. And part of that is you need to pay attention to your surroundings. So slow down, pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to the things that are happening in your life, pay attention to the way you feel, what you're experiencing in this moment. If you're if you're eating dinner, pay attention to the foods that you taste, the smells that you smell, the things that you're experiencing. Pay attention to the laughter that you have in conversations. Pay attention to the way people react to the things that you say. Slow down. Pay attention to what's happening around you. And then take snapshots of those moments, of those experiences, so you can have something to reflect on. And a snapshot can be like a legitimate snapshot. If you're having a great time with somebody, take a selfie together. Take a picture of the moment. Take a video of the moment. Or after it's done later that evening, write down that experience. Take snapshots. Because the thing is, as time ticks on by, it's very easy for us to forget things, even the good things. And that's why we need records of it. That's why we need to take note of these things. And like for me, one of my most recent jobs, it didn't take long for me to realize that I didn't want to keep doing it. you know, that like, no, this isn't something that I want to do. And so I took a snapshot of that in my mind and in my heart to realize this is not what I want to keep doing with the rest of my life. But sometimes we don't do that, even when it comes to bad situations, even when it comes to pain and suffering. We don't take a moment to grab and learn from it so that when a similar moment comes up, we don't repeat it. Sometimes there are caution signs places, even while you're driving and traveling, that are developed because of bad experiences, as well as science. So I think of the sign that you may see when you're crossing over a bridge and it says, bridge ices before the road, you know? Some may think like, what's the point importance of that? Why is that important? Well, if you're driving and it's cold and you don't realize that the bridge is slick, an accident can occur. And more than likely, an accident did occur to give reason to put those signs there, to put those cautionary precautions there. The same thing can happen in your own life. But if you're driving too fast, if you're not paying attention and you're not taking snapshots, you'll miss all that stuff. So, black man, drive slow. Pay attention to your surroundings and take snapshots of your experiences so that you can reflect on the good, the bad, and even the ugly things in your life so that you can learn from them, so that you can appreciate what you're experiencing with this time. Because time is going to pass by either way, day in, day out, moment by moment. And it will feel relative. Some moments will feel fast. Some moments will feel like they're taking forever. But they all don't have to be bad. And you can make the most of it and appreciate it and enjoy it. But take time to slow down, pay attention to what's happening to you, and take snapshots of those things that are good that you want to cherish and hold on to. That way you can make more room for that kind of stuff. Hey, black man, I believe in you. And you're called for great things. You're here for a purpose, to live for glory and for good. Continue to strive to become a beneficial black man. Find time for an emotional release valve, protect your mental, and keep striving to become better. Don't stay in gray mediocrity. After listening to this episode, go and check out episode 41, Learning to Value Every Day. This will continue to help dive deeper into this idea of driving slow and taking appreciation for the life that the Most High has given us. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.